release more tapes saying inappropriate things, we'll continue to talk about Bill and Hillary Clinton doing inappropriate things.
And overnight, Hillary Clinton holding her biggest rally yet as WikiLeaks dumps what they claim are 2,000 more private emails from the Clinton campaign, what they say about Chelsea Clinton.
Water rising in North Carolina after Hurricane Matthew, dams breaking, swallowing towns. Thousands of people rescued, thousands more still stranded, roads completely underwater.
We have not hit the most serious point of this flood in North Carolina.
As a new storm brews in the Atlantic.
Power down. The major new warning about those exploding Samsung phones. The government now telling owners everywhere to stop using them. Now the cell phone giant completely stopping production of the Galaxy Note 7 after reports of even replacement igniting.
And the woman at the center of the Trump tape, Nancy O'Dell, speaking out.
I feel that it's very important that I address you all directly.
Her message for Donald Trump as pressure mounts on the team behind The Apprentice. Are there new damaging Trump videos?
Live in Times Square, this is GMA with Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan.
And good morning, America. We are exactly 4 weeks from Election Day, and let's take a look at these dueling rallies in the battleground states. Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, the day after that nasty debate.
And a lot of people watch those debates, George. The numbers are in. And that debate drew more than 66 million viewers. Their final showdown is now set for next week.
And in the meantime, Donald Trump is facing new fallout from that tape. This new poll shows him trailing Hillary Clinton by 11 points. But the big headline this morning, developing in the Republican Party, who supports Donald Trump? ABC's Tom Yamas is on the trail for us in Pennsylvania. Good morning, Tom.
Robin, good morning to you. That troubling poll coming at a time when Donald Trump is facing a deep divide within his own party with Speaker Paul Ryan. But if it's affecting Trump, you couldn't tell last night. He held a massive rally here, cracking jokes, delivering his classic lines, and claiming he won the debate.
Overnight, in a rare moment, Donald Trump sharing the spotlight, calling up a Trump mini-me up on stage. The toddler, all in.
Do you want to go back to them or do you want to stay with Donald Trump?
Trump.
The sweet moment came after Trump warned things could be getting uglier on the campaign trail.
He was a predator. Hillary Clinton systematically attacked and discredited the victims of Bill Clinton's sexual harassment and assault.
Trump entering the final month of his campaign, ditching his prompters and ready to go scandal for scandal with the Clintons.
If they want to release more tapes saying inappropriate things, we'll continue to talk about Bill and Hillary Clinton doing inappropriate things.
The Republican nominee referring to this video, revealing his boast about sex assault recorded 11 years ago. Trump calling it locker room talk.
You're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab him by the I can do anything.
But some in the Trump team apparently ready to laugh off that disastrous moment.
Money for the Clinton Foundation. Boy, that is as phony as, I can't say the word because I have to be nice. I might say it back in the locker room.
The fallout from that recording may be the final straw between House Speaker Paul Ryan and Trump. Ryan telling fellow Republicans he won't defend Trump and won't campaign for him. His spokeswoman saying the speaker is going to spend the next month focused entirely on protecting our congressional majorities. Trump tweeting, Paul Ryan should spend more time on balancing the budget, jobs, and illegal immigration, and not waste his time on fighting Republican nominee. Meanwhile, Clinton holding her biggest rally yet in Ohio overnight.
Donald Trump spent his time last night attacking me when he should have been apologizing.
Polls show her riding high following that Trump recording.
He is an equal opportunity insulter if there ever was one. We are better than that. We are bigger than that.
Now, Hillary Clinton has called Donald Trump's allegations against her and her husband an avalanche of lies. And Trump yesterday reminding his voters to keep a close eye on the polls on Election Day. So, quote, the election is not stolen, repeating his claim that the system is rigged, George.
Things are not going to lighten up this last month. Okay, Tom, thanks very much. We're going to move on now to that WikiLeaks dump. Thousands of emails appearing to come from Clinton campaign chair John Podesta released. And ABC's chief investigative correspondent is here to take a closer look. Good morning, Brian.
Well, good morning, George. Overall, the emails, which U.S. officials believe were hacked by the Russians in an effort to mess with the U.S. election, don't produce any big bombshells for the Kremlin. But they do show how Clinton campaign chairman Podesta had to preside over a kind of Clinton family feud. A longtime aide to President Clinton, Doug Bann, essentially complaining to Podesta about the boss's daughter, Chelsea, calling her a spoiled brat who has nothing else to do but create issues to justify what she's doing because she, as she has said, hasn't found her way and has a lack of focus in her life. In another email, Chelsea fires back with a kind of I'm going to tell daddy about her apparent rival band. As the New York Times put it this morning, all of this is less like the drama and intrigue of House and Cards and more like the antics of the comedy Veep.
Not sure that's what they would want, but meantime, the whole question is who is behind this. U.S. intelligence officials said they believe Russia's behind it. Trump not convinced.
Absolutely. The intelligence officials say they are highly confident the Russians are behind this, something they say they've told both candidates in those classified briefings, even though Trump refuses to accept that and, based on his debate performance, continues to defend Putin and the Russians.
Okay, Brian Ross, thank you very much.
All right there, George. As we said, Donald Trump is behind double digits in the latest national poll, and ABC's John Carl is here with more on that. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Robin. Trump is in a free fall, as seen in this poll. It was taken entirely after that videotape, the hot mic videotape, was released, but before the debate. Take a look at this. As you mentioned, an 11-point lead for Hillary Clinton, but look at Trump's number, 35%, barely over a third of voters saying they will vote for Donald Trump. And if you look at how much he has fallen, 11-point lead for Hillary Clinton now, almost double where she was less than a month ago. And Robin, in this poll, we're seeing evidence that Republicans in Congress are suffering because of Trump's implosion. If you take a look at it, set by 7 points, voters say they would prefer to have Democrats control Congress. That is the biggest lead for Democrats, the lowest mark for Republicans since the government shutdown 3 years ago, a shutdown that was blamed on Republicans.
That's right, and we saw, as you were walking over those numbers when it comes to women and voters, Hillary Clinton already had a substantial lead and has built upon that.
This is a gender gap that is like nothing we've ever seen. 21-point lead for Hillary Clinton among women. Almost double where it was just a month ago.
All right. Thank you, John.
Okay, let's bring this to Matthew Dowd right now. It looks like the dam is broke.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you look at the last 2 weeks in this, every single piece of data shows that Hillary Clinton has risen and Donald Trump has fallen. And we only have 28 days left in this race. Nobody has ever come back from this far down and won the presidential race.
Especially when the leader of your party in the House is not going to defend you. And that has created, we've been using the word civil war. Paul Ryan yesterday, when he was speaking with his House members, faced a real backlash from conservatives who want him to support Trump, as well as you were predicting yesterday. This has put a lot of Republicans in the worst possible spot.
Absolutely. I mean, if this is a civil war, General Lee won, and the union is broken in the Republican Party. I think it's more akin to a divorce where the father got the house and the kids, and a bunch of the kids don't want to stay with the father, and that's where the Republican Party is right now.
Is there a real chance, though, that the Democrats can actually take back the House? They have to pick up about 30 seats right now. It's very difficult to do that when you've got these districts that have been really created to solidify the hold on the party.
Well, redistricting has put it in such a way that you can lose the popular vote nationally and still win, as the Republicans have done over the last few elections in this. Watch the number 7. If the generic ballot is above 7, I think the Democrats have a high likelihood of winning back the House. If the generic ballot is below 7, the Republicans are very likely to keep the House.
We got a month to go before the final votes, although people are voting right now. Debate next week. What are the other big things that could shake the dynamic of this race, or is the structure set?
Well, I think there's a couple of things. One, the debate is really the last thing that you can control in this, and then the unknowns of something getting leaked and what happens in the WikiLeaks. So I think what the WikiLeaks things have done is basically revealed to many Americans how hot dogs are made. They don't like it. It's reduced confidence in the institutions as a whole. Hasn't fundamentally hurt Hillary Clinton or her campaign in this, but it's basically made people say, I can't trust anything coming out of Washington.
And we hear from Donald Trump on the stump last night. He's going to continue with this basic scorched earth approach.
Well, yeah, I think he's just adopted sort of what the conservative talk radio is saying, the campaign they want to run over the last 10 years. He's running the campaign they want to run. And what it's doing, as we see from the latest polling, is now he has a double-digit double-digit deficit that it's going to be very hard for him to come back from.
Okay, Matthew Dowd, thanks very much. Now, Michael, we're going to switch now to the fallout from that hurricane.
Yeah, big fallout, George. And take a look at these pictures. There's a terrible scene unfolding down south. That's Fayetteville, North Carolina. It's still underwater thanks to Hurricane Matthew. And Ginger, I spent a lot of time growing up in Fayetteville, Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and it's a long way to go there. It's not over yet.
Not even close. So some of the rivers are going to stay in major flood stage through the end of the weekend or even next week. That's how far we have yet to go with this, and that's without rain. So people are looking at this satellite image and saying, oh no, please tell me that is not coming our way. That's Tropical Storm Nicole, and I've got good news for the U.S. It is not coming. Bad news for Bermuda, who's on hurricane watch because you're looking for it by Thursday, but it stays out to sea, only rip currents here. As I was mentioning, those rivers on major flood stage, a lot of them from South Carolina to Virginia, so it's not even just North Carolina, but that is where it's at its worst. Lumberton, the Lumber River, stays in that major or above record all the way through Sunday at least, and that's why we've got our Matt Gutman there this morning.
Hey, good morning, Ginger. I want you to take a look at this housing project. The water down there is about chest high, and it goes on for hundreds of yards. Now, I spoke to local authorities this morning. They say that this place is such a mess. They still haven't accounted for all of the people who may still be stranded and don't know yet how many people are still missing.
This morning, the water rising relentlessly. Several dams and levees breaking or overwhelmed in the southern part of North Carolina, swallowing most of the town of Lumberton. More than 2,000 rescues since Hurricane Matthew dumped over a foot of rain here over the weekend. Many were plucked from rooftops by helicopters and by boat.
It terrified me to death. I have never in my life seen so much water so quick.
Thousands more still stranded.
You got to see it to believe it. We have not hit the most serious point of this flood in North Carolina.
So far, 28 lives claimed by the storm and its aftermath, many of them dying in their cars.
I'm worried about these guys here.
We watched firsthand as this car plowed into a submerged road.
These guys right now are just trying to move in there to try to pluck that person out of the car. Water's moving very, very quickly.
Those Good Samaritans helping that young man out. Flooding roads cutting off the southern part of the state.
This was just a drainage creek, but that floodwater came tearing through here, ripping out the entirety of this bridge and sending debris hundreds of yards in that direction.
I-95 mostly impassable along a 70-mile stretch. Roads that are passable are backed up with traffic. Hundreds of families, like the Glovers, stranded.
I'm really worried about my kids the most, trying to find any way to get to the house.
Now, you notice that it's dark here except for the lights that we have brought. That's because nearly 1 million people across the southeast, many of them here in North Carolina, are still without power. And I want to show you guys a little bit of the scope of this flooding. We're going to keep trudging this way through the water. It goes on for hundreds and hundreds of yards in that direction, and of course in that direction. So many people thought that they could seek refuge from Hurricane Matthew here in these inland areas far away from the ocean, but this turned out to be by far the hardest hit areas. And as Ginger had just mentioned, these floodwaters are not expected to recede from their forecast record for at least a couple of days. So lots of bad news ahead and hard times for folks here. Robin.
Unfortunately so, Matt. Thank you. And Hurricane Matthew, as we all know, also devastated Haiti. The death toll there climbing, and groups are now calling it a major humanitarian disaster. David Wright is in Port-au-Prince for us. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Robin. Hurricane Matthew was a wrecking ball here in Haiti. Up to 90% of the homes in the southwest part of the country either damaged or destroyed. We've been to Jeremy, an entire city that's literally picking up the pieces. And this region was the breadbasket of Haiti. So the Haitian president is now warning that down the road there could be famine. Aid has started to arrive, but the need is overwhelming. 1.4 million people in urgent need of help. And one of the most troubling signs we saw was at the local hospital. The hospital itself badly damaged by the storm. They've set up a cholera ward out back in the open air. The conditions are squalid. Dozens of new patients checking in every day, some of them 2 to a bed. And this is a huge worry because after the earthquake in 2010, there was a cholera epidemic and 10,000 people died. George?
Goodness, such a sad situation. Okay, David, thanks very much. We're going to move on now to new trouble for Samsung. Company halting production of the Galaxy Note 7 phone amid those concerns they could overheat and catch fire. ABC's Rebecca Jarvis here with the latest. Good morning, Rebecca.
George, good morning. And that's right. The warning is coming after at least 5 reports of Galaxy Note 7 replacement phones. This morning, Samsung announcing it is halting production, telling anybody with one of these phones should immediately power down, stop using the phone as the company conducts a full investigation into what's causing these problems. This morning, the replacement Galaxy Note 7, the phone that allegedly did this.
I saw small red bursts, and then it started to smoke, sizzle, and burn on the nightstand.
And this.
I saw smoke and I threw it on the floor.
Now the subject of a new government warning. Regulators telling every Galaxy Note 7 owner, even those carrying the new replacements, to power down and stop using the phone immediately. After reports of at least 5 fires in the new replacement devices, including one that caught fire aboard a Southwest flight.
994, we got smoke in the cabin. Houston, the emergency equipment over here.
Another in a Houston restaurant. Samsung echoing the warning, instructing all carrier and retail partners globally to stop sales and exchanges while the company investigates. Earlier Monday, all 4 major wireless carriers suspending sales and exchanges of the new phone, meant to replace the original Galaxy Note 7 after nearly 100 reported fires, like this one that set an SUV ablaze.
This is a black eye for the recall system. And Samsung, though, needs to step up now and fix it.
The FAA now extending their warning to include those new replacement phones, telling passengers to keep them turned off too. Samsung now says it is working with relevant regulatory bodies to investigate the recently reported cases.
1,000 what ifs ran through my head, like what if my son was playing with it, what if my daughter was playing with it, like what if it was in my pocket.
Now, if you own one of these phones, the original or the replacement, no matter when you purchased it, the wireless carriers say they will exchange the device for a different model. That's what Samsung is recommending. That's what I would recommend. Do it now. Get it done.
Meantime, Samsung now stopping production of the phones. This is a real blow to the company.
This is a nightmare for the company. The original recall, analysts thought, would cost the company $1 billion. Now that number is $17 billion because they were supposed to sell about 19 million of these phones. That could be a big deal for the company, but keep in mind, this is a company that is worth $235 billion. Ultimately, a problem, but not necessarily the end of the world for them. Yeah, they can absorb it.
Okay, Rebecca, thanks very much. Wow.
Oh, it's a lot of absorbing. Okay. Big baseball news out there, everybody. The San Francisco Giants, they're still in it. 13 innings over 5 hours. You see that hit right there? That's by a guy named Joe Panic. Yeah, that's his real name. Hit a walk-off double last night. They defeated the Chicago Cubs, but the Cubs are still ahead in the series.
That's right.
2-1. So that 108-year curse, you know, don't get nervous in front of Chicago. You still got a shot. Still in it.
Don't panic, if you will.
Don't panic. Joe didn't.
Yeah.
And speaking of elimination, the Red Sox are out, everybody. Swept by the Indians, losing 4-3 last night. And it was also the final game for Big Papi, David Ortiz. There he is right there, saluting the fans. He's the fan favorite for 14 years, shedding some tears. And he ran out, he saluted them, and he called them the best fans worldwide.
15-minute ovation.
15-minute ovation, and he deserved every second of it, George. This guy's been an amazing player for the Red Sox, and he's been great for baseball for a long time.
He really has. He really has. Let's get back down to Ginger with a new fire sparking evacuations in California.
Yeah, Napa. So evacuations actually taking place this morning, and we go ahead and look at this fire. 45 acres, 20% contained in what is called the Creek Fire. And it's not going to, we're going to have to watch this one. All right, let's go ahead and get to the Tuesday trivia brought to you by Amazon Echo.
Whoa. Alexa, will it rain tomorrow?
No rain is expected in Seattle tomorrow.
Alexa, put Butterfly Birthday on my calendar for August 23rd.
Okay.
Alexa, how many minutes are in 18 years?
There are 9,460,800 minutes in 18 years.
A taste of late fall here on this early October. Temperatures starting out in the 30s. In fact, a frost advisory, Frederick to Loudon down toward Warren and Shenandoah, points north and west for this morning. So some of you have been scraping the wind chills here early on. Now you will need a warm jacket or a light coat today, going up to a high today of 67 degrees. It's 60 by lunchtime and milder conditions expected by midweek, certainly Thursday, with a nice weekend coming up, dry conditions.
Up the woman at the center of Donald Trump's bombshell hot mic scandal, Nancy O'Dell, speaking out as the search for more tapes heats up. The executive behind The Apprentice is in the hot seat. Dan and Nancy are both here.